Well, guys, it looks like Peter Doocy has done it again, and his ability to report great on journalism is very nice, and to actually get some truth and facts into the thing, and hopefully he's in for the next type of president comes forth, which would be either hopefully Ron DeSantis or Trump, one of the two, and he can ask those hard-hitting questions as well, because we need those hard-hitting questions, and it is very important. Watch this Pierre squirm like a little sniving evil person that she is. I want to say evil, just very unlikable after Pierre asks her these questions. Take a look.
Attention. So, if we're all in agreement that it is incorrect to say the 2020 election was stolen, what about the 2016 election?
Look, I'm not going to go back to where we were or what happened in 2016. We're going to focus on the here and now. We're going to focus on what's happening today, this inflection point that the president pointed out very clearly, very decisively in a few speeches about what the country needs to do at this time to bring the country together. And he believes that's where majority of Americans are when it comes to protecting our democracy, when it comes to protecting our rights, and when it comes to protecting our freedoms. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to focus on where we are at today.
But just in trying to understand the new attention on the MAGA Republicans, you tweeted in 2016 Trump stole an election.
I was waiting, Peter, when you were going to ask me that question.
Well, great. Here we go. You tweeted Trump stole an election. You tweeted Brian Kemp stole an election. If denying election results is extreme now, why wasn't
so
it then?
let's be really clear. That comparison that you made is just ridiculous. I have been.
Ridiculous?
Well, you're asking me a question.
Yes.
Let me answer it.
And you said it was ridiculous.
I was talking specifically at that time of what was happening with voting rights and what was in danger of voting rights. That's what I was speaking to at the time. And here's the thing. I have said Governor Kemp won the election in Georgia. I've been clear about that. I have said President Trump won the election of 2016. I've been clear about that. What we are talking about right now is, let's not forget what happened on January 6, 2021, when we saw an insurrection, a mob that was incited by the person who occupied this campus, this facility at that time. And it was an attack on our democracy. Let's not forget, people died that day. Law enforcement were attacked that day. That was the danger that we were seeing at the time. That's what the president has called out, and that's what he's going to continue to call out. So yes, when you have MAGA Republicans, a extreme part of Republicans who just deny or do not want to really say what exactly happened on that day, or say it was a protest when it clearly was not a peaceful protest. That's not what we saw on that day. Yes, the president's going to call that out. And here's the thing, majority of Americans agree with him. Majority of Americans agree with this president on protecting our democracy, protecting our freedom, and protecting our rights. That's what we're talking about today, and that's what the president's going to focus on. All right, we're going to...
Well, first off, we're a republic, not a democracy. That's one thing that you have happened to get wrong. And two, you don't seem to be getting the facts right, because you didn't want to exactly want to address the past, but then you go back to January 6th, and then you're going to say like, oh, people died that day. Well, first off, no, there was only one police officer that may have died, and the other person that died was due to a police officer shooting Ashley Babbitt and she ended up dying. So that's the only people that really, I guess you could say, actually died there. And painting one group of Pacific people into, or a group of people, which is a good majority of people, 87 million, as extremists and dangerous people is very, very bad in the becoming of you. We are not extremists. We are not what you would call a a group of people that hate democracy or want to destroy this country or what have you. But it seems to be you guys that want to do it. And Peter Doocy has honestly set your feet on fire and have you dancing like a little chicken because you had to really try to cover your tracks because of the fact that because you had this tweet that's out, right? So you guys are being horribly dishonest, as you always are, lying to the people as you always are, and I don't see how you guys are really making it to be the matter of concept of what it needs to be truly an American. What I've seen more of what you guys have done, you as Democrats, because you have done this, is that you have actively tried to divide this country more than ever than any other president or anybody that I've seen before. You have caused massive division. You have gone to really Hitler or Hitler to very I would say communist type stuff, and it's not okay. You are trying to divide this country. You're trying to start a civil war, and that's not okay. People need to knock this shit off. You guys you were caught into a lie. You, Pierre, were caught into a lie, and you're now trying to cover your tracks. And now you're trying to end this conversation because obviously you have been caught in your lie, and you need to backpedal and stuff like that to protect yourself. So, you people are dishonest, and I don't think we have to keep on saying that, but it's the truth. You guys need to stop dividing people. You need to stop causing hate. And oh, by the way, we're going to talk about, the insurrection, I guess you could say, on January 6th. Why don't we start talking about how when BLM or Antifa started destroying people's businesses, homes, and shooting and killing people? BLM and Antifa. Why don't we talk about that? Because when that happened, you guys were calling it a peaceful protest. But more people died there than people had came close to dying in the actual so-called insurrection, you would want to call it. People died during BLM and the Antifa riots. This is what happened. But you guys called them peaceful protests, and Kamala Harris decided to release these so-called innocent people that decided to destroy businesses, buildings, and attack people out of jail. You guys have done this. So who's the real threat to democracy, if you want to call it that, and who's the real threat to this country? Because I don't think it's us. I don't think it's half of the country that's the threat. I think it's you. Because you guys have already been caught dividing the country thanks to the Biden speech, and you're just trying to repeat that. You're trying to do evil, and we caught you in your lie. Good job on Peter Doocy. He's doing his job. He's doing God's work, and that's what we need him to do. And that's what the rest of us need to do. Catch these people in their lives. Because they don't care about you, your family, the American people, or the country. They care about themselves and power. And that's all they care about. Let's try to remember that. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care.